Nechi, I greet you all. That's the language, T language in the middle belt part of Nigeria. My name is Grace Terfa and I am from Nigeria. I now live in Canada and I have been in Peterborough, Ontario for the past 2 years with my husband and my two toddlers. I have a daughter and a son. Anyways, today I'll be teaching you how to make the famous jollof rice. A lot of African countries pride in their jollof rice, and this is my own personal recipe. This is how I enjoy to make jollof rice for my family. Now the recipe. So for my family, I'm using 1.5 cup of rice. This rice is parboiled. I already parboiled this rice. I waited till the water turned white and I rinsed it out and I allowed the water to drain. I have 1 large onion. I have 2 nice looking tomatoes. I have some garlic. I have some ginger. I have scotch bonnet. You can use any amount of heat that you want, but this is what's perfect for me. I have bouillon cubes. You can get this from the store. Depends on what kind of bouillon cube you want to use. This is chicken bouillon cubes. I have salt to taste. I have tomato puree. This is very, very important. I have charcoal. This is normal charcoal that you use for barbecues. I'll tell you the secret of this charcoal later in this video. And I have some plantain that should complement my jollof rice. Now I use chicken for my jollof rice. I already marinated my chicken for about 48 hours with ginger, salt, peppers, onions. I pureed it all and I marinated the chicken with that. So I parboiled my chicken on low heat for about 7 minutes. Then I took the chicken out and I put it in my air fryer to dry and be a bit crisp on the outside. Now I kept the marinade of the chicken, which you can see here in the pot. This is the marinade of the chicken that I kept after boiling the chicken. We're still going to use this in the jollof rice at the end of the day. Now I will be showing you how I make my jollof rice. So it's time to blend my tomatoes, onions, scotch bonnet, garlic and ginger together. So I have put all that I had. I sliced them up in big chunks and I put them in the blender and I'm going to blend it. I do not like it very smooth because I think the texture will disappear in the jollof rice. So I'm blending it to still have a bit of texture in it. After blending it, now here I have my olive oil on fire. Now you can use any kind of oil you want to use, but I prefer to use olive oil. Now the oil is hot. We can see the smoke coming out of it. Now I'll pour my blended tomatoes, peppers and every other thing into the oil to fry at low heat. Gently. I'm gonna just scrape the bottom a little bit. So this is gonna start boiling and it might hurt you if you're not careful. So I'm trying to prevent it from jumping up. So I'll put that over it. Now watch carefully while the water dries down a little bit. By now the paste should have dried out a little bit. As you can see, it's thickening up already. It's not as watery as it was in the beginning. Now I'm going to add my tomato paste. So this is the tomato paste I used. So because jollof rice is meant to be red, that is why it's called jollof rice. So I'm going to use the whole of this can. Now I'll mix this together and let it dissolve in the tomato paste so that it fries together with it. If you notice, the color is changing already. Obviously the tomato paste is red, so the whole thing is going to be redder than it was before we added the tomato paste in it. So back home we say we should fry the tomato paste very well so that it doesn't go sour, because if you don't fry it very well, the rice won't be able to stay for a longer period of time. It will go sour. So we're going to simmer this till we notice there's a bit of oil on the top of the tomato paste. I'll fry this back for a couple of minutes more. As you can see, there's a bit of oil on the top of the tomato paste. Can you see the bit of oil? So it has fried and there's a little bit of oil on the top of tomato paste, and it's already sticking to the bottom of the pot. Now this is ready. So what we're going to do next is to take the chicken stock that we had from the beginning, that we used to parboil our chicken, pour it into the tomato paste, mix it up thoroughly. We'll take our bouillon cube. I'm using fork to taste. It's up to you to see what's best for you to taste. I'm going to put my fire down a little bit, my heat down a little bit, so it doesn't splash and burn my hand. It hurts when it does so. So next I'm going to put my parboiled rice in. This is my rice. So make sure the amount of water you have is enough to cook the rice to your perfect consistency. So I have to mix this up. Make sure you mix it thoroughly. At this stage, I have reduced the heat. Make sure your bouillon cube is melted in it. Now it seems a little bit too dry for me, and I think the rice might not cook because it's still a little bit more raw. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of water because I don't have enough chicken stock. If you have enough chicken stock, you can add chicken stock to it. I think that should be enough. So in this case, I reduced my heat to the lowest. Now for the part that we've all been waiting for, the smoky taste of the jollof rice. So because back home we use firewood to cook, which gives the jollof rice that smoky taste and smell. In this case, I use foil paper. This is how I make my own jollof rice. So I'm going to cut a little bit of foil paper. Yep. It's just a little bit I need. I'll place this on top of my rice, and I'll put my charcoal on top of it. Ta-da! Now, the heat that comes out from the rice to cook the rice is meant to absorb the smoky taste and smell from the charcoal. I'll cover this up, and don't forget it is on very low heat while the rice steams and becomes softer. We don't want it to be too soft and mushy. We want it to just be perfect. It all depends on how you like your rice, really. But let's watch and see how long this is going to take us. It's been about 5 minutes and I want to check the rice to see how the rice is doing. If you notice, I haven't added salt to it yet. So it's on very low heat, which means it's taking its time to cook. I use Himalayan salt. You can use whichever kind of salt you want, and as I said, salt to taste. So I'll gently put my salt around it, what I think is enough for my rice. I can already start smelling the burnt taste, the charcoal smell from the rice. So while we're waiting for the rice to be ready, we're going to fry our plantains. Now I have put some oil in a frying pan and the oil is heated. For me to see if the oil is hot enough, I have to hear the sizzle sound, of course. So, yep, I think that looks good. Some people will sprinkle some salt and pepper on, maybe salt and pepper on the plantain before they fry it. but I don't want to do more salt because the plantain is sweet. The plantain I use is ripe. When you're buying plantains and you press hard on it, you find out that your thumb and your finger can actually feel the softness of the plantain. That's how you know the plantain is ripe. And the skin especially looks more yellow and has a bit of black patches on it as well. So back to our frying plantain. So we're going to put our plantain in the oil. Be careful so the hot oil doesn't splash on you because it might burn your skin, please. You can use the cutlery to do it if you want to, but this is my best way of doing it. So I can feel my plantains and I can start imagining how they're gonna taste. So I'll make sure the plantain is submerged. Well, not submerged, like it's properly seated in the oil. And I'll give it a couple of minutes. By the time to know the plantain is ready, when I turn it over, it should be looking brown. So the heat is not too hot, so the plantain doesn't get burnt and uncooked. But the heat is just perfect for the plantain to get brown. So if you can see, it's beginning to get brown. And I'm flipping it over. Yep. Some are not ready. So the ones that are ready are the first ones I put. It's time to check if our jollof rice is ready. So, that aroma of burnt charcoal rice. Oh, this definitely works. This method is so perfect for my jollof rice. As you can see, look at that. You can hear it's already burning. It's already sticking to the pan, meaning my jollof rice is ready. I'll go ahead and put my fire off because I know the top of the stove is still hot. And to just look at that. Oh, that is jollof rice. That is where you get the taste of burnt jollof rice from. I'm stirring gently, not to make sure that the rice is not mashed and too soft. That's why I'm stirring it from the sides and from the bottom of the pan. That's why you have to make sure you mix all the ingredients in properly so you don't have to deal with what I'm dealing with right now. Yep, this is our jollof rice. Our jollof rice is ready. Look at that color. That's beautiful. Look at that color. That's beautiful. Now on this side, the plantain is ready as well. So I normally would put a paper towel on a plate and put the plantains when it's fried, so the paper towel can absorb the excess oil from the plantain. I'm going to be dishing this out now on a plate for my darling husband. Voila! Behold my delicious smoky jollof rice with fried plantains and with my chicken. This is my husband's favorite food so far. I hope you have enjoyed my cooking lessons today. Feel free to reach out to me if you need any more tips. Have a good day.